You're listening to Blockchain Marketing Insights with your host, Yasha.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crypto Marketing Insights. Today I just want to mention something to do with patents in the blockchain ecosystem. And if you think about what has been happening recently, actually over the past couple of years, with the increasing number of patents being granted for inventions in blockchain, it's not an accident, obviously, and it is something that you don't often hear about on the common news that you hear about Bitcoin or any other particular project or any other token. But you do hear about it when you read, obviously the trades related to the ecosystem. And what is the purpose of all these different patents, right? Why does Bank of America have the most blockchain patents? Why does IBM invest so heavily in patents in the blockchain? What need do they have for that? Obviously, yes, innovation, you want to protect ideas so that you can capitalize on them if you're an enterprise. But why does a bank need, thousands possibly of potential ideas to be patented or protected? Their purpose is quite simple, right? To bank is not such a complicated idea. However, they are creating patents that will serve a multitude of complex solutions that they prefer to offer in the future, and a lot of those are going to be connected to the blockchain. And many market watchers will say, well, why are banks getting involved in blockchain if cryptocurrency is the antithesis of the banking system? Obviously, the evidence has demonstrated that since the birth of cryptocurrency, banks have not, ignored it and are getting more and more into cryptocurrency and the blockchain, and many have embraced it. And there are projects like Ripple, which promotes the XRP cryptocurrency, and the XRP cryptocurrency is very well liked by a growing number of banks around the world, and they are priming the marketing switches and levers at some point. When they decide to flip that, it will be a very obvious and easy way for people to transfer from their fiat to crypto and send money internationally, for remittances or other kind of transfers. So when you think about all these inventions being created, just by the banks, right, or just by IBM creating patents that are related to enhanced reality or virtual reality, augmented reality games, right, where a lot of jet action today. So when you think about like IBM, why do they have all these patents on the blockchain, including things like, gaming, enhanced reality gaming, virtual reality gaming, augmented reality gaming, right, AR gaming, whatever. Games like that are both tuned into the digital world and the offline real world, so to speak. There's that connection between the two worlds, if you will. And by having blockchain ecosystem friendly transactions going on, you can actually engage the offline world with the online world. Those are product functionality patents, they're utility patents. There's many reasons why a company like IBM invest in these kind of technologies, and the reason is, the overriding reason is very simply, aside from profiting the corporation, is the innovation of the research and development that they're doing keeps them ahead of the pack in some respects, and in a lead or pole position that they prefer to be in. So because they're not a new company, and they know many younger technology companies are chomping at the bit trying to get a larger piece of the pie. So the old established enterprises, they don't want to feel left out from this revolution that obviously is happening. Otherwise, why would these companies invest so heavily into it? it's part of the marketing strategy. Own as much intellectual property as you can so that you can dominate the market share by by fiat, ironically, right? By the power vested in you by the fiat government that you are accepting the laws of. So by having all these patents, companies know that they're putting themselves into a better position long term for not just the overall vision of the company, although that's obviously the overriding principal reason, but also because it helps them with their business goals and their marketing goals and their sales goals and their retention goals and all of those different things that you see in growth and acquisitions and retention departments of different companies, including the likes of these giants like IBM and Bank of America et al. Um, so that is, something to bear in mind when you consider the question of, is crypto going away? Is this a fad? Well, if it was a fad, right, it's had 10 years already. It probably would have faded a little by now. And when I see the reduced number of search volume in crypto related topics online, but I see the increased number of audience followings or audience views of the top crypto channels, audiences that are real ecosystem participants, developers, hobbyists, enthusiasts, investors. Those people are actually investing more time consuming not just videos, but reading articles, writing papers, publishing materials. There's an increase of the core of people involved in blockchain to create more content and distribute this information more, even though there's a drop in the public interest. Well, that's great. Actually, if you're an investor, for example, and this video is not an investment advice video or financial advice, it's just for entertainment and research. If you find it useful for research, great, but it's really just for entertainment. And for me to get it off my chest, I guess. But do your own research, and this is part of what I consider doing my research is analyzing all the different conditions in the market and looking at it from different points of view. So these businesses, obviously, they're investing in crypto because they believe in it, right? They don't, they don't believe in it in some mythical way. They've looked at data, they've looked at smart projections, they figured this thing is not just growing in a bubble and then going to disappear. This is a new technology reality. It really isn't a big evolutionary step in the internet. Until today, or until 10 years ago, you couldn't really send money like you send an email. Yes, there was PayPal. Yes, there was online bank transfers. Yes, there was all these things. You could connect to old school systems or half-step systems like PayPal that are kind of a bank but not really, and therefore you have a little bit more flexibility with the money but a little bit less functionality, whatever. By having an internet of value, you create objects that, you create value, you add value to them, and you agree, okay, whatever you're sending me, I'm sending you something back in exchange, and that agreed form of exchange, that verifier, whether it's a Bitcoin or an Ethereum token or Ethereum, whatever, it's an agreed, that's the new agreed price. So, right, this doesn't have to be a reserve dollar, doesn't have to be a reserve currency like the US dollar, doesn't have to be any currency like the euro, the yen, the yuan, whatever. It can be any currency. It doesn't have to be even a currency. The technology allows people to have essentially a protocol that's internet based for value, for money, as making that the easiest way to exchange goods online and also offline. With there are now devices that don't have to be on the internet to send cryptocurrencies, right? And that technology will also evolve. Um, and the bottom line is, when people ask, is cryptocurrency going to succeed or fail? No one can know for sure, but it seems fairly obvious, just as it did, that email would succeed, that the web would succeed as an idea, as an innovation, as a change in human experience. Um, the cryptocurrency will also succeed in taking its place in the routine habits of everyday human beings within the next few years. Maybe it's 5 years, 10 years. I think it'll probably be a little bit sooner, but we'll see as the technology moves ahead. But definitely within a decade, I think cryptocurrency, by the time it hits 20 years old, will be something well entrenched in the human behavior. And what that means on the marketing side, right, is that marketing will increasingly be about um, you know telling the story of the product and knowing full well that the transaction, if there is to be any one, will be recorded on the public blockchain, right, or on a private blockchain, but will be recorded on a blockchain of some kind, or some other public ledger or private ledger that people can verify and transfer with. And I think it's very important because it will definitely make an impact on how marketing evolves. Do you use a public ledger or a private ledger? Do you tell a story with, how will it affect, for example, conversion funneling? How will it, impact the optimization of conversion funnels when you know that cryptocurrency can be used at the end of the procedure? It's not just a matter of adding an icon and saying, here, click this instead. There are a lot of values associated with that. Maybe there's a smart contract involved with the purchase that guarantees certain things that using fiat can't or doesn't. Maybe there's a savings by using, you're saving the transfer fee. So maybe you're saving some percentage of the money when you buy things. There's already sites that do that. So all these things are taking an impact and are shaping up. And it's having an interesting impact on how things are marketed on the blockchain or about the blockchain. What I find very interesting in any case. Tell me what you guys think. How will the blockchain continue to shape the way that marketing is done, especially in the digital space, but also as it moves on to beyond the internet? How will marketing be impacted by the blockchain in the next 5-10 years? What do you guys think? Leave a comment below or send me a PM. I'd just love to hear from you guys. And that's it for now. Whatever you want, subscribe, engage, follow, do something interactive, because basically I do this out of my own need to tell the world what I'm thinking about these topics, and also because I like to engage with the audience, tiny as it is. You're all awesome, and thank you again for subscribing and following and commenting and taking part. Until next time, take care.
By YashaHarari.com.